I welcome you to the Messiah Revelation channel. It's a prophetic channel. We are dedicated to the end times. I'm using this opportunity to answer a question that was raised by a member of the channel. You go by the name Donald. Your tag name is Donald. And you ask a question: should we flee from Babylon now? And the question is in response to end time events, and particularly America in end time prophecy. Is it time for people to move away from America? Is it time for the Hebrews to move away from America? Is something wrong? Is there anything wrong with America? Is an event coming to America for which we should know? And should we start moving out of America? And this video is done to answer the question, and we will do it as prophetically as possible. The first time in the Bible when the question came whether God's people should leave a place, I believe was the time when it was necessary for the righteous Lot to leave the city, to leave his home, because the city was going to be destroyed. And so when we talk about a nation that is under judgment, should you still live in the nation or move out of the nation? And that is the question that is raised by Donna. So to answer the question, we have to look to the book of Genesis, Genesis chapter 19. And so when we go to Genesis chapter 19, something happened during the time of Lot. And so Genesis chapter 19, verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. So that was the time when it was necessary to know whether to move out of a nation that was under judgment. And as you are aware, Sodom was under judgment because of the iniquity of the city. You are aware of the iniquity. The LGBT movement in Sodom, they were harassing Lot. And so Lot had to be moved out of the city because the angel of the Lord was giving instructions to go and destroy the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. And you know what happened? Lot was contemplating whether to leave the city or not. And even when the angel told him to leave, he was hesitant. He hesitated. He was not preparing. And the angel, out of mercy, took him out of the city. And Lord begged the angel, please let me move to another city called Zoar, Z-O-A-R, because Lot feared that if he moved out of the city and went into the mountains, he would be attacked. The LGBT crowd will attack him, and so his enemies will attack him. He will not be safe. Wild animals will attack him in the mountains. So the angel of the Lord agreed, and he moved to another city, Zoar, that was safe. And so, Donna, you need to find a Zoar, a place that is safe as you contemplate whether or not to leave Babylon, United States. As we answer your question whether you should leave or not, what comes into mind is your Zoar, a new city, a new place where you will decide to live. You decide to stay as you leave Babylon. And for most African Americans, most Hebrew Israelites, the next place is Africa. The reggae music says, as long as you're a black man, no matter where you were born, you are still an African. And some people believe in that. It's not everybody who associates with Africa, including some African Americans. It's not every African American who identify with the Hebrew Israelites, and they don't have the discernment, and the awakening need to continue. It's not every African-born African who identifies with Africa. In the case of a lady that I met in America, Nigerian, parents are Nigerians living in America. The lady was born in America and didn't like the mother to visit her in school wearing African clothes because that was not the proper culture. I met another guy, an African born in Africa. The father was a professor in a big university in Pennsylvania. And this man, the guy, he doesn't want people to know he can speak African language. When I was speaking to him in an African language, he wanted me to change and speak in English when he saw people coming because he had told them that he was born in America. And so, culturally, out of lack of discernment, sheer propaganda, a lot of people don't identify with Africa. And so as people are asking the question, should we move from America? The issue is, where are you moving to? And are you moving to any other place? Are you moving to Africa? Rita Marley, the wife of Bob Marley, moved to Ghana. George Padmore moved to Ghana. W.E.B. Du Bois moved to Ghana. W.E.B. Du Bois renounced his American citizenship and he moved to Ghana. He died in Ghana. It came a time when the decision to move from America became prophetic. That was the case of Ben Amin, who led the Hebrew Israelites movement to move from America in the 1960s. They went to Liberia, and then from Liberia, they moved on to Israel, and they are still living in Israel. His people are still living in Israel, Dimona. So it was a prophetic move because Ben Ami, he said that an angel appeared to him and told him to lead the Hebrew Israelites from America to the promised land. And he did that, and they are living in the promised land. And I met one of them, one of those people who left America in the 1960s, and they are living in Israel, and we talk about it. And so the question whether to move from Babylon is not only political, is also socio cultural, is also economic, but most importantly, is prophetic. There was a time I had a meeting, a discussion with a brother from Nigeria that was in Baltimore, somewhere around 2007. We were talking about end times, and we were talking about a time when America will be destroyed, and we were wondering how will people know America will be destroyed, and how would they move out of America when that event occurs. And he said that probably the Lord will send an angel to warn people that America uh, is going to be destroyed, and so they should move out of America. And I believe that the case of Lot is a prophetic example when an angel went to a nation, a city, bombarded, a city that was designated to be bombarded, to warn Lot and his family to leave the city. When people are asking this question, should we leave America, particularly the Hebrew Americans, a lot of them say, no, we are not leaving America. We are waiting on the Lord, and we should not take any premature decision to leave America. We have to wait on the Lord. And the question we ask is, Benjamin Carter, when he moved from America to Israel, did he wait on the Lord? He said an angel told him to move from America to Israel. I wouldn't doubt his claim, but at least we still have to make a choice whether to move from Babylon and when to move from Babylon. We need discernment. A lot of people are saying we should wait on the Lord, and the Lord will come and he will gather the outcasts of Israel and the dispersed of Judah, and that is found in Isaiah 11 verse 11. And so let's look at Isaiah 11 verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patrus and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And so the Messiah will do the gathering, and where will he gather them from, and where will he send them? He will gather them from the places mentioned, and he will restore the land to them. And so wherever you move to, and I believe that your final destination will be the destination that the Lord himself will the destination the Lord has decreed for the Hebrews who are scattered over the world. But for the time being, should you leave Babylon before the time of the Messiah, before the time of the second Exodus? As you are aware, the prophecy is that the Messiah will gather the remnants, those who are left. And you have to understand that the gathering will come during the time of the Messiah's coming. So, Donald, you asked a question, is it time to leave Babylon? I'll refer you to a channel, Master Voice Prophecy blog. It's a prophetic channel, end time focus, and the lady who operates the channel is called Celestia, and he's in America, and I believe she may be an African American. I'm not sure, but she has done a lot on America end time events, and some of her prophecies relate to the destruction of America, the decline of America, the invasion of America by Russia and in China. She has also discussed the civil war that is coming in America. And she says that Canada and Mexico will not be spared. And it's because just by sharing border with Babylon, America, they will suffer the collateral consequences of the judgment that is coming in Babylon, America. And so that is a voice. You need to watch the end times. You need to have discernment. America is not all that gold, all that glitters is not gold. The nation is earmarked for an event or a series of events. It's part of the judgment. And don't joke with God. When the Lord told Abraham in Genesis 15, verse 13 to 14, he said that his people would be strangers in a foreign land. Some Bibles say they will be sojourners in a foreign land. A stranger in a foreign land knows he's a stranger because of the way they treat him. And if you're a sojourner in a foreign land, you should know that you are there temporary. You may hold a passport of that nation, but you are a stranger. You are a sojourner. That is not your home. You were sent there by prophecy, and you will be there as a stranger, as a sojourner. It is not your permanent home, and your Messiah, our Messiah, will gather you at the appointed time. But before then, you need to be prepared and watch the signs. And the signs are very clear that America is under judgment. And Master Voice Prophecy, I recommend you watch it, talking about the judgment that is coming. And the latest prophecy that she talks about is that the healthcare system, HMOs, and social security benefits, welfare, they will be affected. And you have to also remember that recently, America's rating, credit rating, economic rating, is negative. It's in the negative first time in history. And so you have to remember the big can fall. When prophecy is given, you have to wait until the time that it will happen. And when you see America declining and has for the first time registered negative credit rating, you know that the big can fall. And he who was the head tomorrow will be the tail, and he who was the tail tomorrow will be the head. Donald, you have watched my videos, and you know the prophecy that I discuss based upon Revelation. In the end times, the richest nation in the world will be an African nation that is located in West Africa. And when you see America's credit rating going down, being negative for the first time, and you know that in the end times, America is not going to be the richest nation in the world, it's not going to be the place of convenience. And the Lord will shatter the myth of America's invisibility. And it's because the Lord that we know will judge the Babylon of our time. And so it's a very good thing you are doing, thinking about whether to move out of Babylon at this time. Remember Sodom, and Lot was asked to move from Sodom because of the iniquity, because the Lord didn't want Sodom to suffer because of the iniquities of Sodom. Babylon, America, is worse than Sodom, and the LGBT blasphemy, everything going on there shows that America is worse than Sodom and is designated for bombardment. I don't know what to tell you, but I will tell you that somewhere in 2007, I was walking on the streets in Baltimore, daylight, and in an open vision, I saw a yellow cloud all over. Everything was yellow. Then I heard a voice, brimstone and fire, and I realized that brimstone and fire was the instrument that the Lord used to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, and they are yellow. The chemical properties of sulfur is that it's a burning um, um, it's a burning material. It's a material that burns. It has a burning property, and sulfur was used to destroy cities, the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. The old archaic name of sulfur is brimstone. Brimstone and fire were used to destroy the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And 2007, I saw in a vision brimstone and fire. 2007, that was before Obama became president of America. That was before an American president will openly support same-sex marriage. That was a time before we had the first gay president of America, who is Barack Hussein Obama. 2007 was the time when the Lord showed me in an open vision brimstone and fire. And what does it tell you? If the Lord destroyed the city of Sodom and Gomorrah with brimstone and fire because of the iniquity of LGBTQ plus SSJ, then you know what is happening. You have to have discernment, and I will encourage you to watch Master Voice Prophecy Block and know what is happening, and so that you can make the right decision whether to leave Babylon or not. But Master Voice Prophecy Celestia said that Canada and Mexico will not be spared. Will not be spared regarding what is going to happen in America. They are talking about a civil war, economic decline. America used to be a place of convenience. You walk to 7-Eleven. You walk to 7-Eleven store, 7-Eleven, meaning at any time. But I don't think that convenience is there anymore. The nation is preparing for wars. The nation is preparing for internal strife, and all that greatest is not good. And so this is the time for you to think about it. And I think you need preparation. The bottom line is that how prepared are you? And if you want to move out, do you have a passport? And if your passport has expired, have you renewed it? And have you visited a country before? Have you gone to an African country before to see things? Um, Things about land, possibility that you um, can buy your land and start building something. If you don't have enough money, are you able to rent? Um, we have so many spaces, there are so many countries in Africa. You can begin, but I believe that you need to be able to prepare yourself, how you are going to live, and if you have family, how are you going to take care of them, and so many other things you have to um, do. But at least you need to be able to assess the situation, and it will include you visiting a nation for the first time or several times, and then you make a choice, you start preparing. Um, it is possible, it's doable, and so many people have been able to relocate permanently, living on the African continent, and there's no problem. Um, there comes a time where your comfort zone will be shaken, and that is when the Lord is trying to send you a message. Abraham's comfort zone was shaking. He was asked to move from his father's house to a nation that he didn't know where he was moving to, but he was able to listen to the voice of God, and everything went all right for him. Um, so that the situation, that the case. It's a prophetic thing. The Lord destroys your comfort zone, so that you will move to a place that He's directing, and you need to listen to the voice of God. And the Lord speaks through His prophets. The Lord spoke to Lot through His angel. You need to know what's happening in the end times. The final trumpet of heaven has sounded, and Babylon, I believe, is United States, and the nation is under judgment. And so, once you know the nation is under judgment, you need to prepare a way of escape. So, if there's anything, and then you are able to secure yourself. The bottom line is that by revelation, based upon what the Lord told your ancestor Abraham, you will be a sojourner in a foreign nation. It means you will be a stranger, a temporary resident in a foreign nation, and you will be gathered at the appointed time. This channel is not a prepper channel, and I wouldn't want to use it as a prepper channel. A prepper channel, prepper channel is a channel preparing people because emergency is coming, war is coming, earthquake is coming, disaster is coming, and economy is going to fall. There's going to be economic crisis, and they are preparing you what to do. They are preparing you how to be safe when there is civil unrest, when there's war, and all those things. We are preparing people for the arrival of the Messiah. We are preparing people for the new Jerusalem, a city built without hands, the headquarters of the Messiah. We are preparing for the second coming of the Messiah, We are preparing people's hearts for salvation. And so that anywhere that you are sure of your eternal salvation. An event comes and somebody loses his life. What is the implication? Revelation 14:13. Blessed are those who died in the Lord. They will rest and their works will follow them. Regardless of where you are, as long as you are in the Lord and you are obeying his commandment, and he will protect you. But even in the case that you are lost, in the end of the end, there's resurrection and you will be resurrected. I'm not asking you to stay in fire because you know you'll be resurrected. All that I'm telling you is that you need to keep hope alive, that your Redeemer lives and he is able to protect you. And the Lord will give you discernment. And you need to discern the time that we are in. America is the Babylon of our time, is declining, and people are moving out. And I've talked to some of those people. They are African Americans. They have moved out. They are living in other places, and they are comfortable. They have homes. They are okay, and they regret that they didn't know that opportunities are in other places. And for the first time, they say they are happy because race is not an issue. The skin color politics is not an issue, and they are not under stress. Police sirens and brew and red lights are not behind their driving mirrors, and they don't have any stress level. Life is very casual, and everybody is accepting. They may not be getting the convenience that they used to have when they were in Babylon, America, but at least they live in a nation where they are accepted, and their children also have they have a future. And when we talk about a future in the Lord, because the moral decadence and moral decay going on in America is a nuisance. It's a nuisance, and it's also not healthy for your salvation. America is now a sodomized nation, and you are aware of that. And the iniquities are there. And the Lord told Lot through an angel that arise from this city, arise and go out of the city, because the Lord who created the universe has remembered the iniquity of this city and is going to destroy it. And if you listen to Master Voice prophecy, invasion is coming. Canada, Russia invasion of America is coming. Civil war is coming there. And not only that, you also know that the credit rating of America is now negative. HMOs, social security benefits, welfare benefits, all those things will be impacted or are going to be impacted. And what will be the result? You may be thinking of the convenience. And if you think of the convenience, then you cannot move out of your comfort zone. But what profiteth a man if he gains the whole world and lose his soul? And so that is the advice I'll give you. You need to have a discernment. You know that the nation that you are in You are there as a sojourner, based upon the prophecy that the Lord gave Abraham in Genesis 15:13-14. And you know that Babylon is under judgment, and you know the judgment is coming. And unfortunately, people will be caught in the judgment, because a time will come when they will be stuck. They don't have a way out. They don't even have a passport. And they have a passport. The passport has not is not current. And so you need to prepare yourself initially, at least have a passport, and then make a point to travel to see and check things out before you make the decision whether to move out of Babylon or not to move out of the Babylon. But remember the admonition of the angel of Revelation 18, what he told Babylon. He said, "Get out of Babylon, my people. Flee from Babylon, my people, so that you will not partake of the plagues that are coming." And based upon prophecy, the plagues are coming. And that's why I refer you to Master Voice prophecy blog about the plagues that are coming to Babylon, America. And fleeing from America involves physical fleeing from America. It also involves spiritual fleeing from America. When Sodom was going to be destroyed, as Lot was being taken out of Sodom, I'm sure that a lot of people were also trying to enter Sodom. And so at the time that, Donna, you are asking a question, whether should flee from Babylon, there are so many people who are also queuing for opportunity to enter Babylon from Asia, from Africa, from India, from any other places. And you can see what is happening around the borders of America. People are planning to enter Babylon. They are planning to enter Sodom, even at the time that Sodom, Babylon, America is under judgment. At the time that you, Donald, you are contemplating whether to move out of Sodom, a lot of people are also planning to enter into Sodom. And that is the irony. I'm leaving the links of this video in the description box. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for hearing this message.